My bad, sorry. Right, let me do that again. In the bottom left, as Ragna in the reds, we have Loof. And we're seeing a pretty standard opening from Loof. And then in the top right, in the black, as Koji, we have Berk. And we're already seeing the divergence here. Loof using the barge to move up across the map a lot faster, but not heal the commander. So the commander's going to be less of a force in combat right now, as opposed to Berk, who really took a little bit longer pushing up, but got a heal on the commander. So there's a small misplay here in that this barge didn't actually have anything in it. Which is a bit of a big whoops. Because that means Berk is now going to have this village a lot faster. Goes for the balloon. They both have balloons out. Very good on this map. It's quite clumped here, so being able to like move spears around to the behinds, it's a pretty big deal. You can get surrounds, you can reposition. The headquarters is quite vulnerable as well, so having a balloon to take advantage of that, pretty good. Also very good on defense. You can move back and use them as a wall. Ooh. Ragna is not in a good place right now. I think she can still escape. Yeah, if this... Oh, goes for the crit. Actually, that wasn't the way I was going to pick for the escape route, but... Has now gotten out of this situation. Was in a bit of danger before, but... Should be okay now. It was a decent surround attempt. Luckily, Loof able to escape to the south and heal up if he wants to. Oh, moves aggressively? I guess there's nothing that can hit from that side. The downside of this is that Loof could get surrounded again, but I guess you just move your army up with the balloon. Like, put it behind her. Also, that works. And yeah, we're gonna see a dog crit onto the sword, which doesn't kill it because it's on flagstone. What's the roll on that actually? 70? Ooh, and now Loof goes for the dragon. So compared to last game, we're seeing a lot more knights out of Berk compared to the more spear heavy plays from the previous game. They both went balloon. Loof hasn't really gone heavy spear at all. Loof's gone for a lot more dogs. Ooh, knight crit on the commander. Now it is flagstone though, so it's not going to take as much damage, but still. Got to slow that down a little. It will give quite a bit of groove to Koji, so there's now a groove lead on Berk's side. But it will force him to run back and heal. As this dragon. If he stays there, he's dead because the dragon will run up and kill him. So how is Berk going to play this? The big thing I'm noticing is there was only one mage, and that got killed. So the balloon's able to block for free. There's nothing that can really stop it. So as we see Koji move back, he's got these swords. Keeping him safe. You can't really follow up in night pressure. This corner village not being taken is quite a big deal. Barge went all the way back here. Oh, free dog. Berk using the low health sword to heal or to steal a village. Makes sense, although potentially that could just get killed by Ragna. She could build Groove, but she's also a bit injured. I'm gonna continue to get more injured. Ooh, golem follow up. Playing into the advantage that this commander is on lower health. And the pressure can just continue to ramp up. This also means that you can't really pressure this knight at all. Because if you hit it, the golem will come and hit whatever hit it next turn. There's going to be a forced retreat in this situation. Personally, I would actually like to see this balloon carry Ragna out of the fight. He is a bit battered at this point. I'm not entirely sure what this barge is doing. It really needs to have taken a sword there. That corner village is going to start adding up over time. Berk's just going to have that extra 100 gold advantage. And there, one of the really big things that 1200 versus 1300 gold means is that you can build a golem and a second barracks unit each turn. If you want. That it's on that cusp of being able to allow a second racks build when you build a golem, for example. Slightly different situation from, let's say, the difference between like 900 gold and 1000 gold. Where sure, like that is a nice chunk of change advantage, but the difference between 1200 and 1300 specifically is good for golem plus sword. Just opens that option up. Or just building a dragon when you need one in an emergency. Or to finish the game. And you have a similar thing with like 1300 to 1400 allows dragon plus dog or dragon plus sword. Loof just taking some time to think this one out. They've both been playing pretty quick so far. We're at turn 8, 19 minutes on the clock. Moves the dragon up, there's actually nothing to threaten it. Berk only just now building a mage, as his one from earlier died. Now, I think the big decision from Ragna here is, do I run and heal off this village but leave myself vulnerable on a road? Or do I just take my balloon and run away? There are some balloons perfect for block now. Yeah, balloon is amazing for block right now. I think there's a few things I would do here as Loof. I would move this knight down to here to heal because it lines up a knight crit from here. Move the spear forward potentially. But out of range of this commander, so like maybe move the spear to here. Runs the spear back to heal. Actually, Ragna could just run heal and then... Oh, runs on that side? Okay. But yeah, the balloon to block is an option right now. Very strong one too, so she's only going to be vulnerable on two sides. 1, 2, 3. There is a knight crit available, but it's from an injured knight. That's still quite dangerous. Potentially even burning a mage heal on this turn just to keep Ragna from dying, because you got 2 weakened swords, which is a scary thing to be up against. And then like spears can come in and crit. Yeah, Loof just taking his turn. This is an important one because definitely on the back foot at the moment. Alright, moves the knight back. Out of crit range of this knight. Not in crit range of this knight either. So it's just going to be a case of this mage needs to reposition. Ooh, I like that actually, using the balloon on this side. So anything attacking here, forced to use the road. That eliminates this knight crit. Yeah, I actually like that move a lot. Heals off this village? I guess it means there's a crit here. Oh, it's only dealing 70. 2 buildings, so this is going to be something that can't be captured next turn, I think. Or decapped even. Like the knight would have to reposition to get the crit line up. But I guess if it healed off that one, it's vulnerable to getting decapped by Koji. Okay, so heal from Berk, who now has a big time lead. Berk has definitely played this in a way where he's forced his opponent to have to think a lot more about their turn by like pressing an aggressive advantage. And okay, like you're not really gonna win the game off of that, but it does put your opponent on the back foot. Alright, I'm just moving units back to heal. Oh, goes for the decap, recognizes that this village is super low health. He's got a very weak sword. There's nothing really nearby to heal that sword either, so wants to get this gold advantage. Lines up a fight crit. Ragna's on 69% health. And this balloon, actually, it's going to allow this mage to get carried up to the front lines pretty quickly. Means the dragon isn't going to be able to get free damage when the balloon pushes up. The question is, where is the balloon going to put the units? Probably land here, put the mage here, so the mage can cover a lot of stuff. Or maybe the mage here. Oh, doesn't move the balloon this far up. This does allow the mage to be 1 square further up itself. Knight crit could come out. There's nothing blocking at the moment. So is Berk actually going to build a second anti-air unit? Nope. Will the Harpy come out? No, saves the 600 gold. So Loof could trade his knight for the mage, and the dragon would be absolutely free to do whatever it wants. Which I actually think would be really worthwhile, because he could do a lot of damage to that golem, for example. But Loof's gonna have to think this one out. Sadly, can't line up an attack on the knight from where it is with this knight. So this knight's in a bit of a weird position. We can't position for a crit there because this knight will just hit it. So it can't go there and it can't go there. It's actually a really nice position on this knight. Locks down the ability for this village to be taken in one turn by this knight here. Alright, goes for the hit on the golem. Yeah, picks off the mage. So this balloon is now a wall again, and there's actually no mage built this turn or any anti-air, so Berk is going to continue to not have any anti-air options around here. People in the chat are talking about this potentially being a bait. You could surrender the dragon and use one of these, like, you build a mage this turn technically and you just like get a surround on the dragon, it can't run away. Ooh, Ragna's being super aggressive here, but she can. Because balloon could just move there. Spear uses a spear to finish the other spear. Ooh, just kills the units. So I guess like balloon could go here. And then she's only vulnerable on one side. This isn't going to be able to reach around. Like, got what, a sword and a knight? Right. Also, funnily enough, like, because of that decision, Ragna isn't going to have groove this turn. Unless she gets attacked, in which case she'll have groove. This is a big downside here, is this mage is gonna potentially a big hit from the knight. So there'll be less anti-air on Loof's side. But Berk hasn't really been going air. There's no dragon or witch or harpy. There's only this balloon. I will say though that Loof is really using a lot of his time. He's gonna need to start playing these turns a lot faster. The big disadvantage of this kind of play is that Ragna's very vulnerable. Right, move this knight into position. It could eat a knight crit, but that will then get responded to with a spear. It's a bit of a dangerous trade to go for. Where's this balloon gonna go? Loof's taking a long time on these turns. Ultimately, you make a decision. You have to move this balloon to one of these squares or Ragna dies. We're looking at 12 minutes at the end of turn 9. Gets a second balloon out. I guess there's no anti-air. You can move his spear line up to the front a lot faster. I think Loof's actually quite in a really nice position this match. He just needs to make his turns faster. And hopefully after this turn he'll start doing that. But yeah, this needs to start happening soon, because yeah, you look at this slide, you've got a slightly injured knight, you've got this knight up here, knight in the middle, very injured golem, no anti-air, you got like a balloon, but it's like a bunch of swords. an injured Koji, and you're up against like a dragon that's on full health and you have no anti-air against it. Berk rocking a 9-minute time advantage at the end of that turn. Although I guess it depends on how long Berk takes to take this turn. Ooh, kills the mage. Koji's got his bombs on lock. So here's the other really big thing, is this balloon can surround Ragna basically uncontested. But you know, you've got like this dragon, could do stuff. This does keep the spear alive though, which is quite a big deal. The dog and the swords killed the spear? No, the dog and the sword actually couldn't have killed that. The knight would have had to have come on and finished it off. Big dedication just to kill one spear. Ooh, goes for the witch, gets a mage out as well. We're seeing a lot more anti-air. Another mage. This should have been here last turn, because that's a huge deal, being able to just like freely hit a golem with a dragon. And use the dragon as a blocker. But both players being very light on their anti-air this match. Alright, goes for a lot of damage on that spear. And Ragna's in a pretty vulnerable spot, but you know, there's options here. You could move this barge up, run Ragna into it, and there's like nothing that can really like stop her from doing that. Heal on the golem, so taking a gold cost to this, but Ragna has groove. And that's pretty huge actually. I'm very interested to see how this turn goes. There's a lot of stuff that can die here as well. So, you know, dogs can get hit on the swords, dog can hit this sword, spear can take out this village. My immediate thought is like, is there lethal on Koji? So what are we going to see from Groove this turn? And here's the thing, like, Ragna has Groove, but you have to like consider, as the Ragna player, like, are you going to use that this turn? So you could be kind of greedy, actually, and get away with it by like dropping down to here with her Groove, or here, and just doing a lot of damage with it. And then using like the balloon and the dragon to just block and keep her alive. And there, actually, if you drop onto this square with Ragna, with Groove, there's nothing that can be done to punish it, because you've got 2 air units that can just block. Koji bombs are like the big threat, if she tries to do something like that. But you know, you can just throw like a ton of filler units to surround it. Ton of danger because bombs are coming? I mean, that is true. I guess you drop her on like the forest instead. Oh, but the golem's in range if you do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this actually is not going to reach for a while. Yeah, so Koji bombs, yeah, people are right, they're actually quite a big threat. I slightly underestimated that. Yeah, the barge as an escape is a pretty good option. The commander is not going to kill a barge. Koji effectively does like 100% damage with his bombs. Ooh, yeah, I mean, you do your obvious stuff first, right? So like, Taking out this more village. Good idea. Berk still has a big income lead though. Sitting on 1300s. And Loof just needs to figure out how to get out of this situation. Ragna's really injured. And that is a big counterplay to doing Ragna's groove, is just to keep her on low health. Make sure she just can't groove for free without taking damage. Ooh, they're actually asking for advice on the Discord, which I'm not a huge fan of in the middle of a match, but Loof is asking if Ragna's groove can take villages out. Okay, so Spear takes out that village. This sword can't actually kill this sword, so you'd have to dedicate a dog to do it if you're gonna do it. And Berk actually answered the question, so Berk being nice and explaining how the game works to his opponent in the middle of a tournament match. Yeah, just goes for the kill. Ragna needs to get out of here. And yeah, Balloon can come in, be a wall. Balloon and the Dragon are under 0 threat of dying. And you just like pile a bunch of units back here, so even if bombs come out, like, the dog won't die. You've got like a Witch Hex and 2 bombs, potentially. Like, these are gonna eat a bunch of damage from the bombs, potentially, but Ragnar should be fine. That's a big spear wall coming in, and there's nothing to deal with it. Like, there's this golem, you got some bombs. Like, the biggest threat to Loof right now is the timer. Even moving the barge up to create like additional wall. Yeah, Loof's looking fine on the actual game run. He just needs to get his commander healed up, which he should really be building an extra mage. There needs to be some form of anti-air on this map. Goes for another knight, okay, just gonna be really aggressive still. If we look at the end of that turn, evened out the incomes, this corner village still hasn't been taken. Alright, Berk's got a plan with these bombs. Let's see what's going to be. Could use one bomb for a triple hit. Take out a spear. There's actually nothing on this map that can deal with bombs right now. Kills the dog. Goes to the village. Heals the golem again. This mage is going to move up and cover that. Should be fine. These bombs are going to be so frustrating to deal with. Like, I actually don't understand how you're gonna like go against these bombs. More mages coming out from Berk. He's going all the anti-air right now, which is available, so Ragna's now in Hex danger. Berk just shoves the front and creates a wall with bombs, and there's nothing that can really be done against it. And he's playing so fast. He has over a 10-minute time advantage. Loof has been taking so long with his turns. And Ragna just has to heal. Like, it's the only way around this situation. Like, you need to get Ragna's health back up. But yeah, Loof needs to do something. He needs to do it fast. Probably run down here, heal, barge comes in, blocks. Nothing to do with the barge, so just do that for free. Nothing really punishes on this side. You could even move the balloon down to cover if you wanted. I mean, like, the big thing going here is that, you know, you start lining up more night crits on villages. Like this one. Line up a night crit on the headquarters even. Force a defense on this side. You know, you've got like one spear available here right now. Finally goes for the capture on this village. Goes for the capture here. Ragna heals from the bottom. So she's a bit more vulnerable, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, you can't even block on this side with an air unit because this mage is in the way. Someone in chat making a point that the witch could run down and kill this sword with a hex. As the sword is on 5% health. Yeah, that could happen. We potentially have a lethal situation here as well. Bombs could fly in, hit Ragna a bunch. Witch hex. Full health hit from a golem, 40 damage. We're gonna find out if it works. People making the point that the golem could actually clear this pike. So you open up the second sides. And then actually, yeah, commander could run in and hit from that side, so. Bomb flies down, hits Ragna, golem, you heal up with a mage, kills this spear. Like this sword kills this spear here. This weakened sword runs in, suicides. Yeah, this is pretty over. Even like hit this tile as a follow-up, just to like injure extra units on top of Ragna in case lethal doesn't happen. But I think there's a guaranteed kill here. Berk just needs to like go through everything. Yep. So he's going for the heal on the golem, heals the knight at the same time because why not? Bomb goes off, that's a lot of damage. Golem runs in, kills. Ragna looking very dead right now. Needed to use this as a wall. The only thing that couldn't be attacked. Witch hex comes in. Extra bomb goes off, 38% on Ragna. Yeah, I think even Koji can just one-shot her at this point. Heals Koji just to guarantee. Knight goes in for the extra damage, and yeah. That was very well played by Berk at the end. Excellent use of the Koji groove. There was no counter on loose end. That's the thing, when you're playing against Koji, you need anti-air in some form. And whether that's archers, for the ranged pick-off of those bombs, or whether it's mages or a witch. And a witch is very useful because they can one-shot bombs. They're one of the only units that can. I think they're the only unit that can. They have that 2x damage multiplier. And yeah, there was no answer to the bombs. And they are so strong at setting up lethals. So good job to Berk for recognizing that and taking the game.